Hello, I am an editor in the international wedding video editing studio Nitke Studio, and I know firsthand that sometimes wedding films are underestimated in the creativity community. People think that they don't require as much inspiration and creativity as the other arts. We couldn't disagree more. And we always ready to make a piece of art with your wedding shots, which will bring you joy, make you laugh, and remind you about your love. But now we want to dream and imagine how your wedding film would look like if it had been directed by Tim Burton. There are some weddings in his films. We will edit the pilot wedding clip in his style and see whether you'd like to change your videography to the famous director or not. Let's start. Surprisingly, Burton's films start out the same way wedding films do. The camera spans over the towns and locations where future events will take place and shows some panoramas while the opening credits are rolling. However, you will see differences at once. Burton's cinematography colors are very different. When we are doing our own color correction, we always try to add more bright and saturated colors and shadows. But if your wedding was directed by him, it would look differently. You would see gothic darkness, gloomy shades, and maybe even a lack of color. Only the butterflies would remain bright in your film. By the way, both we and Tim Burton love butterflies. The director likes to play with the light and beautiful shadows too. But in contrast to our films, where they form an elegant pattern, in Burton's version, they are dark and frightening. But let's return to the beginning. Preparation is one of the first parts of the shooting. In the film Corpse Bride, Victoria is getting ready before the mirror. She is applying powder and tightening her corset. All of this is in the best wedding traditions. And although you will not see shots of the hanging dress, you will get a lot of interesting details and heroes who create the atmosphere. Decorations and makeup are two of the most favorite and thought-provoking parts of shooting for a director. That's why you should be ready to spend a lot of time on them. Makeup, outfits, jewelry, furnishing, everything must be perfect. Moreover, you will get madly beautiful shots of the bride or the couple walking together. A dark forest with endless rows of pines will replace the green alley. There will be thorny thickets instead of rose beds, and the huge moon will be an alternative to the bright sun. Black crows will fly around instead of the typical white pigeons, but you will find the favorite locations of wedding videographers such as a park bench, a small semicircular bridge, or an elegant balcony in Burton's wedding too. The first meeting looks classical too, but it is better not to pay attention to the ambiguity of Burton's choice of location. The bride is going down the stairs. You see the details, the touch on the shoulder, and came out unexpectedly.
Do forgive me. You play beautifully.
Later on, there are more surprises and adventures in Burton's films. But let's forget about the film's plot and imagine that the director decided to remove all the trials and tribulations and everything will go smoothly at your wedding. Even in this case, the creator will not do without a tragic note.
With this candle, I will light your way in darkness. With this ring, I ask you to be mine.
But you think these woofs sound very soulful, don't you? We will see long shots in beautiful dark cathedral, details of ceremonial attribute and close-ups of the bride and groom. Everything looks just a well-made traditional wedding video. Believe me, we do the same stuff. But the wedding reception in Burton's vision is very boring and static. We wouldn't allow that. The party with a cool host, active dances and musical toasts of guests looks different. It is much better than the previous part. The light is flash and shots change quickly, but this editing can make your party look perfect too. The director shows people's emotions and alternate close-ups with shots of dancing. Tim Burton often includes children and dogs in his stories. They are his favorite characters, and we agree that they are always valid. In the end, there is a tender kiss and a beautiful view with a big moon. We adore such endings too. I hope you had fun, and regardless whether you like our fictional wedding in Burton's view or not, we are always glad to edit a wedding film for you, paying attention to all your wishes and preferences. So, if you need a professional wedding video, you can always ask Nitsky Studio.